As we saw last game, they were kind of just playing and diving, like playing like it was like a pub game, just having some fun. You know, diving fountain in multiple games. So, you know, OG doesn't really fit the mold for that team, but they can make a draft like this work. Like, they need to stall things out. They need to get to late game. I do worry it's a bit too much greed. Like when you have a Enigma off lane with a Morph lane carry, picking a Leshrac to go with it, I think this is a hard game for Lesh. Like, Lesh doesn't have good heroes to play around. Usually with a Leshrac mid, you want like a, you know, your typical offlaners that create space, run in and go in first. That's going to be the Leshrac's job this game.
Yeah, and you add in a hero like Primal Beast, who we've seen kind of similar to Marcy's. He's been very greedy, going for this BKB, you know, phase boost BKB from the support role. So he needs a bit of farm himself. I'll see how things pan out, though, as already OG sending some illusions out to try and scout what's going on. And GG still under the cover of smoke. Gonna pop their heads out in that mid lane. And 2 early wards on their own side of the river, OG.
Getting all the intel. Not getting much high ground vision around this mid lane. A little, enough that I think Batrider will be happy with it, but just trying to make sure they don't get dewarded since mid lane high ground wards are so common. I believe they scouted out the dire wall. We'll see if they get that deward, but do like what we're seeing out of this OG side. Honestly, OG just every time they're playing, it just feels like they've got this very cohesive idea about how to play Dota. They're all on the same page with one another. You've got Tiger playing this very kind of sacrificial fort position, willing to throw away his life a lot of the time for the greater good. Misha playing these sit back 5 positions, the range 5s that just dish out a lot of damage and stuns and whatnot with his spells.
Hey, skirmish, slay.
Yeah.
That's the OG way to play. Just keep on rhyming all day. As we do get ourselves a couple of Valiants grabbed up. 3 for OG, in fact, going to be the trade out in the end. As GG get bullied away from the top one.
Flynn couldn't really hold his ground there. They got some good damage off. This is not going to be the easiest lane, I feel like, for Duraccio. We'll have Celery's Disruptor, so they're going double ranged up here just to try and secure Morphling's lane as best as possible.
Misha gonna have to TP back. He sees the Primal Beast lurking there and doesn't want to get trampled down on his way back to lane. Even gonna get a little sentry out there to try and block up the large camp as well, but does lose out his small one to the block out of the Primal Beast of Tofu.
It's got a, I don't know if he knows this is blocked. It seems like he does. Yeah, he's coming over, so he's gonna get the D ward off. Tofu's on the wrong side of the trees. Smart of Misha to center on the left so that Tofu can't D ward him first, and now he's going to force Tofu to have to play body block Dota.
Yeah, it's not fun. Sit in a camp and wait for 5 seconds. Yeah, what a way to spend my time. But you got to do what you got to do sometimes. And they're going to have to try and get these pulls back because Nagasar naturally kind of pushing the wave out, especially once she gets levels up in that Riptide. And Enigma dragging it back with the demonic conversion back under his tier 1 tower.
See how Ace plays this game. Obviously, usually it's going to be the Wraith Pact, and then you start thinking about your, you know, your greedy items, your BKB, your Blink Daggers. But a game where, yeah, this early Wraith Pact could give them a pretty strong kind of group up and fight.
Oh, a nice Maleficent to trample. Takes about half the health off of Uragi already. That's a dangerous sign there. Misha now to level 2 though, so they can start combating that with a bit of nuke damage of their own. A cookie to get a bit of distance for Uragi. That's the way out of the trample, but Tofu just keep charging forward. Cookie there to try and deal with Eidolons, Scatter Blast, and that's a pretty big deal if they get another one here, especially.
Killing some illusions, but those are only 4 golden pops, so not really doing a whole lot. But I do feel like Primal Beast is one of these heroes, like good in the lane, but as a support, but kind of falls off a bit as a support later on. It kind of reminds me a bit of what Dawnbreaker became a bit after some nerfs, where it was like, okay, teams kept picking her and playing Dawnbreaker support, doing well in lane, but then mid-game, you didn't really feel a whole lot of impact out of the hero.
Yeah, then even as a core, it feels like he's got that effect where he is the one that dives in deep, kind of sacrifices his life. So playing him from the mid lane often feels a little awkward. Still trying to find his spot though, as a hero in the meta right now.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. He's definitely in the meta, as we're going to keep seeing. I think quite a lot of Primal Beast throughout this TI. Something that's going to feature pretty heavily.
Oh, and some of these other lanes. Lashrak starting to pull out ahead a little bit of the Batrider. BZM 13-4. Has it level 4, but it's Lash isn't really a hero that's easy to dive and kill, right? With Lightning Storm, Split Earth, you've got ways to combat the Bat's aggressive nature.
Yeah, it's possible. He's holding onto a skill point. If a maybe Flame Break opportunity shows up, he could go for that pushback, but you don't really want to be diving this tower against a Leshrac right now. Maybe if he gets a lot of those napalm stacks up, but that's something, you know, every mid laner has played so many games against Batrider. All these dirty pup players with their 10th pick bats.
And pretty funny down bottom, there's a cookie onto a Naga illusion, and onslaught away. There's people skipping across, you know, multiple monitors of distance away from danger. And a Naga illusion, a Naga courier, sorry, nearly dead to the primal beast, but it looks like it should deliver the item before falling to Tofu.
Could micro it to safety. Tofu, he wants it. Doesn't look like he's gonna get it. No.
And then Boom gonna gather up a water rune and a bounty rune, wandering back and dragging a wave with him. And that third lane, we've not really seen too much from. It's been very quiet across the board here from both teams. Morphling with a disruptor up against this ET Razor, where it looks like Amar at 24 and 5. He's starting to crush it.
Yeah, every time I've looked up, it feels like he's putting pressure on, getting good static links off on the Morphling. He's got his raindrop out, so he can play pretty damn aggressive here. Duracho can farm and even on low health, but it feels like constant harass coming his way. Tiger's gonna be pulling Celery.
It's a level 2 plasma field, so you gotta be careful there. And yeah, Celery forced back and needed to defensively glimpse. I'm just watching this Morphling's HP though. I keep looking at the top bar. It's like shifting down, shifting up. 300 health, it seems like, is where he wants to be sitting here against the plasma field. And he's gonna get linked up though now. Waveform is ready for Duracho to slide off into the distance. And he needed to do so because the stomp from Tiger, it was coming.
Yeah, Tiger thought about chasing it down. He knows he's gone full strength, so he's only seeing on 2 armor, but can't quite get the kill. And big creep wave to be found. So Mar doing well in his lane, winning his lane. At the same time, Morphling getting enough.
Rotation into mid from Celery now. There's no bottle on the Lesh. He went for Boots Wand against the Batrider.
Really a kill opportunity. I guess it's just a TP in to get some of these wards down. Checks for an observer one on the high ground, but EM is not playing. Well, he's going to put the ward on the bottom side, it looks like.
Yeah, still holding on to it. Scouting up the high ground to see what's there. And the rune, an arcane Tiger snipes it under the nose of Celery, but glimpses back into Boom's Lesh. That should be the end of the ET, and first blood actually 6 minutes in goes the way of Boom.
Yeah, I mean, usually these like plays to deny runes from mid laners always feel good even if you die, but when it's the first blood, it just suddenly, it doesn't feel quite as good. You're like, oh man, yeah, that's a lot of gold going the way of Leshrac here early on. Puts him on top of the net worth charts, and you know, not the end of the world, but does feel a little bit bad, but he knows he's done his job securing the top lane for Razor.
Uragi getting trampled again. Malefice. What's this onslaught move in from Tofu, knowing that Misha had left the lane for a little bit. Definitely harasses Uragi, but doesn't shove him out of the lane. And up at top, Duracho getting a couple punches back into Amar, but it just seems like this 11-1 plus Raindrops Razor is 1v2ing this lane, and coming out on top is winning.
Yeah, Tiger's just like been off doing some stacks, helping out the mid lane, fighting over runes, and Mara's just doing just fine by himself, getting denies, contesting all these last hits. 39 and 10, having a field day up here.
And down at bottom, Cookie over towards this primal beast. BZM is here with a lasso onto the Enigma, a huge kill. And he's only level 5 on Ace. Lasso doesn't last long, as Misha does die in the end to the Eidolons coming in from the backside.
He got the kill before he died, so good idle and micro there, and fortunate for OG to give up that kill, something that probably shouldn't have happened, but just as support nonetheless.
And pushes BZM a little bit closer to his boots of travel, and looks like a bottle refill from Misha, yeah, in that mid lane. Keep BZM fighting shape, especially around his 8-minute rune spawn. Well, it looks like ET trying to guard up top with the Batrider himself, but boom. He's going to look to play aggressively here. The Cookie, though, and a weird little pushback there, but still the death of Misha as he bodyguards his bat. Glimpse there, the vision onto BZM. They do see him and drag him back, but they don't have enough damage follow through to kill him off. Tofu getting chased. BZM, he's towing the line between genius and madness right now, it feels like. Oh, step too far forward and you can die yourself.
And the rune's still chilling down bottom. Everyone was just like too busy fighting over what could have been a potential rune up top. Nothing really came of it in the end. Just the support kill onto, and once again onto Misha.
And Tofu going to onslaught back to base. I mean, Leshrac now top of the net worth, closing in on 4,000. It's just this Razor really dominating that top lane, making things awkward for the Morphling. Well, it looks like Uragi's completely left his lane, everything breaking down now as we start to look into the triangle for stacks. And for, like, who comes bottom to take this lane now?
Yes, Misha could. It may just be a situation where you just kind of vacate it. At the same time, giving free farm to Enigma is not the best idea, plus Enigma will push it, so I think Naga can keep also sending illusions in. Like, this is kind of, you know, Dream Naga game is you're farming the jungle, but also getting some farm in lane, so we'll see what the plan is for OG, because they're not a team that wants to play passive, so the idea of sending a support down bottom isn't really the OG way.
Yeah, they bring a couple numbers top. Looks like BZM's cleared out all of the stacks. Boots of travel ready. A couple of neutral items as well. Fairy's Trinket, a beautiful one for him, but back up the top, Misha glimpsed into Boom again. Leshrac being given a spectacular first 10 minutes here, thanks to his supports coming in, helping out with runes, fighting around the Lasher as often as they possibly can.
It's unwelcome. This Disruptors, I feel like, been everywhere, setting up a lot of these kills. 3 of the 4 kills this Glimpse is assisted in, and if that continues to be the case here, it does seem like Celery is always playing around the cores that are strongest and most ready to fight. Right now, just protecting Boom while he farms up a nice juicy stack here in the jungle, and Boom is very close to completing this Yule set there.
Yeah, looking pretty good. Popper's clarity and back away we go. I have a couple of observer wards here, but OG are smoked up and I don't see anyone when they go up the staircase. Looks like they want to try and catch Duraccio. Difficult though on the Morphling. 2-2-2 build. We'll go for it anyway. So BZM just flies over the top. Cookies here on top of the Morphling as well. They've got the lasso chain stun. They've got more than enough damage apparently just to kill him off.
Yep, just need that first stun, and then there's no real escape with all the damage building up from the Batrider. Even if he gets a waveform away, he'll be chased down there. And on the other side of the map, Gaming Gladiators were chasing Naga and her illusion. She got in, was farming some Ancients, and they weren't able to actually capture before she TP'd out. So I love the way Uragi's playing all around this bottom side of the map. He even kept this bottom lane pushed out for a while. He won't defend against the Siege Wagon, but he can't. Like, all these heroes rotated in, both supports as well as Leshrac, so got out of this bottom lane at the perfect time.
And back into his own agency area. BZM's cleared out a couple of these camps, but Uragi will be able to get the leftovers.
It's a game Gladiators have kept pretty close here. This lane stage, other than maybe the Morphlings lane, has gone pretty well for them. Both Enigma and Leshrac are the most farmed heroes in the game.
Just to keep that ball rolling. We even see this Primal Beast going around and pulverizing Naga illusions to try and limit what Uragi is able to do in terms of map control. Whatever opportunity you get given, you take it. As they get a good high ground ward here and wander in towards mid with a maxed out Diabolic Edict. G with a glyph and a couple of heroes nearby, scouting out the rest of Gaming Gladiators to see what's coming.
This mid tier 1 tower would be a great pickup, and with Wraith Pact, level 4 Edict, I don't actually think OG can easily defend this one. They bring in the Naga. No points in sleep yet. Could skill it up, I believe. Yeah, there is a saved up skill point here, but and with Mortimer's Kisses, it does seem like OG are considering a fight, but this tower just gets brought down with no real risk from GG. They just poke at it from afar with Eidolons, with Edict from, you know, a distance, and OG are forced just to sit back and farm and let towers fall.
Yeah, it looked like Amar made the call saying, nah, I'm not coming. I'm farming up towards my BKB. You guys can maybe delay it and chip away at the opponents. But GG get 2 towers quickly, and now that they're smoking up, trying to head up top to find that Razor. He's quickly out of there.
Once this Razor gets BKB, this game feels a lot better for OG. Here they come, Celery. The 2 glimpse. What's he going to find here? Misha may be the one taking it, but they're going to turn and fight.
Yeah, gets out of the kinetic field. Now the song. Hey, boys, time for OG to consider the turnaround with the kisses of the Boom. They're aiming at the track. Boom splits it down. The ET shreds him, and Taracho is into Batrider mode as the Morphling. He doesn't really have a team to back him up. Tofu and Ace trying to arrive now. Misha does fall. BZM, is he going to get the black hole here, Ace? He's trying to get in there with an angle back towards the Batrider and catches him. Sucks the Batrider back into the Morphling. Amar is thinking about re-entering the fight. Takes a lot of HP away from the Morph, but he's pulverized now. Tofu with a long-range grab somehow takes him out.
Yeah, he kind of stuck around and walked back into that one. The fight was kind of over in a pretty even spot between the 2 teams, but the +1 kill on the Razor at the end definitely swings that one into the Gladiators' favor. They're going to be thrilled with the outcome there. Losing their Leshrac, not ideal, but they brought numbers. You know, they got slept up and realized, okay, OG wants to fight us. Let's make sure we're ready to take this fight. Pre-BKB, like on Razor, there's just not a whole lot OG can do.
Yeah, even without Black Hole, without Static Storm, they're going into Roche.
Oh, wow.
Looks like GG confident with the damage they've got to bring him down.
Roche into ET is always a little risky. It's so easy to get those stomps in the pit to delay it. But OG are doing, you know, no sleep, no lasso, no kisses. This Roche is going to go down.
And Dire Ward sees Amar coming. And just claimed up by Boom's Lash. Amar still thinking about arriving here, but the Static Storm pulverized, finding the BZM Batrider, and GAIMIN GLADIATORS is going to burst through the bat here with another couple of hits. They should find it, but he's bottled up. No, not enough damage. That final bottle sip keeps him just barely alive.
Oh, I can't believe he lived there. That was so close there. Smart of OG not to try and force a contest there, but honestly, brilliant Roshan call from the Gladiators. Like, they didn't have Black Hole, but they just know with Leshrac having the farm he's got, with the Wraith Pact and the Disruptor, their team fight is so superior that OG's only hope is to fight around things like kisses and sleep, plus BKBs when they come online, and they're just not ready to fight at Roche there.
Yeah, they still need the recipe on Bat. And they still, yeah, and Razor as well, so they're both a good 1450 away from the BKBs. That's a good 2-3 minutes of farming away for them. And under a Dar Observer Ward, the Razor is he going to have his BKB delayed even further. Tofu with Celery, 2 supports that they absolutely can launch a tremendous amount of damage onto a hero. We'll find the Razor here with a good glimpse into Pulverize. In comes Boom. The Song, though, is going to buy time for Amar to try a TP home. Yeah, away we go. The reset button's hit by OG, so that BKB is not delayed in the end.
Yeah. It's out of there just barely, and OG love to try and limit the bleeding here. This Aegis and this kind of period of time pre-BKB is where things are most scary for them. Doing a good job, not giving up too much, but this Tier 2 tower bottom is going to mean they lose their outposts, and they're going to have to prioritize farming this top side of the map. You can see the lines being drawn. Gladiators want to run at them. They want to contest all this farm that OG is getting elsewhere on the map. They don't really feel like they're doing quite enough shutting down all this gold that OG is finding on the map.
And they've got to move swiftly as well, smoking up. They've got Blink Black Hole in about 5 seconds. GAIMIN Gladiators, they want to force this team fight. They're playing blind into their own jungle. Radiant has the vision advantage there with 1 obs up on the high ground. And Tiger just fearlessly pushing out that top wave as well. Right in front of BZM. The Batrider TP's home.
He's out.
Smoke breaks.
Tiger's on space creating duty once again. Like, you know, just go somewhere on the map and push stuff out or scout some enemy heroes. You die, you die. But he's working towards a BKB. That's,
oh, wow.
Yeah, you know, we're talking about getting like on Primal Beast or someone. It's actually Tiger's ET where we have to keep an eye on his item progression.
Yeah, what is the Primal Beast buying?
He just bought a shard.
Oh. That's the rock toss? Rock throw? Yeah. Okay. Okay. I kind of like that. I'm not been a fan of the wait until BKB support heroes. Marcy, okay, you know, you're 50 minutes into the game, fine, but rushing it. Not going for these shards or force staffs or glimmer capes feels a little bit rough sometimes. BZM getting toyed with, Malefist glimpsed, sent all the way back to Fountain, in fact.
I think they want to glimpse him, you know, a little bit closer back to where they almost killed him, but not quite the outcome they were hoping for. But GAIMIN Gladiators are going to stick around this mid lane. Still 90 seconds left on this Aegis. They're looking for the power rune. They're going to find an arcane rune down bottom. Pretty good rune for the Leshrac.
This is the... Go on. Sorry.
Oh, no, Misha's going to get caught out here.
Oh, yeah, there's more things there on top of them. Cookie to high ground again. They'll have the vision, glimpsing, Malefisting, catching him out. But yeah, I think this is the rough part of the game for GAIMIN Gladiators, though. Even with Aegis, you look at it again, the mini-map, you see Naga Illusions cutting mid, cutting bottom. They're always coming back to try and defend what Yuragi is getting away with here.
Yeah. It doesn't feel good. There's this like sense of inevitability with OG as a team, and also this specific draft where it's like, it feels like they're not just in the game, but they're in control in some ways because of what Naga does on the map, and because they're so strong with these BKBs. It
always feels like it's an Alchemist game when OG's playing. You know, that kind of inflation where the opponents need to be more net worth ahead, more items ahead, just to try and deal with OG's, like, I don't know, innate power to win a team fight or have this mechanical victory in one certain scenario. So they can find Misha in the mid lane. That's pretty long range.
You know, it's tested how much Axlab you've played. How well you can dodge those rocks, yeah.
Oh, he just claimed up. Glyph used up by OG. Boom, still looking to move into that mid-tier 2, but they've got no creep waves. There's like no dire creep waves anywhere on the map. They've all been killed by the Naga Siren.
This is the most frustrating thing about playing against a good Naga player. It's just the wave cutting. Once Naga gets on the other side of the map, she's sending her illusions to meet creep waves right as they leave the base. And the answer to this is very complex. Like, it's not like you could just send somebody back to kill illusions. That doesn't, you know, Naga's just going to keep summoning more. So you have to kind of push Naga out of your jungle and out of your side of the map. But you don't really want to play around your side. You want to be putting pressure. So the end result is there's only one lane that Gladiators can play in, and that's bottom right now, because they've actually managed to keep this pushed out.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, Naga's like the resistance hiding in all these little holes, and you've got to send some allies behind allied lines rather than behind enemy lines, smoke back and sweep your own jungle. But it's now OG that are grouping up together. They found Ace. Yeah, can't blink away. Orchid comes out of Yuragi, and a quick pick onto the Enigma. Dead for 40 seconds.
That's the thing, they keep all these lanes pushed out. It just kind of enables these smoke moves. When if you're GAIMIN Gladiators, you just don't have any info on the map because both top and mid lane are so pushed in that you're not really getting the vision that creep waves give you by pushing out. So you're just kind of susceptible to these smoke moves, and it's OG who find their first kill in a little while, and it does feel like Gladiators need to make their mark on this game known soon. They're getting close to the Aghanim Scepter on the Morphling. The Leshrac's completed. Kaya Sands with the Yule Scepter. Feels like there's not really too much more they should be waiting for right now.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like a gem or something. Although, I wonder your thoughts on this, because I think we've seen a lot more gems early, like pre-20 minutes or pre-25 minutes in the past 6 months or so. What's like a gem timing for you? Why are we seeing more gems early on?
I think these games are just becoming more farm heavy and slow. Like this game, it's 6 kills to 8. It's pretty low kills. It's all about controlling the map and controlling the vision, which gives you, more access to farm if you know where your enemies are. So I think the earlier the better, really. The second you feel like you can get away with a gem, you should buy one.
Oh, the Blink Lasso. In we go with BZM, dragging Lex across the self-fuels. A little bit of space here for Boom. Half HP though, with a black hole in the back, straight under the range, but he BKB'd up. Amar, can he slip away from this one? Back through the static storm, away from the kinetic field. The pulverize is there on the Tiger, but Tofu getting battered. The Morphling finally comes in to turn onto the ET, but Yuragi resets again for OG. Turns all entire side of GG to sleep, while Misha trying to cookie away, but dies in the end.
Okay. teams
spent.
reset. Yeah, a lot spent, a lot used, and not a lot gained for either team. If anything, I think Gladiators may be a little bit happy with that one. All these cooldowns being down. I mean, they're missing the black hole, but as we saw last time, like, cooldowns go down, and they actually took Roshan during that window. Roche is up in 5 seconds time, and they've got a lot of control and vision around this kind of Roche pit area. Naga, they're the perfect hero to fight it.
Yeah, Uragi playing his hero with his illusions, trying to get a kill over on the Disruptor. Yeah, at the end of that team fight, I could have caught myself thinking, hang on a second, there's all these ultis spent, not a single soul has died. HTP's home safely, Morphling though caught out with a cookie stun and dead! Oh, Duraccio, no. Right outside Roshan as well.
Time to get out of dodge. Gladiators, it started okay-ish, the initial trades. I mean, losing Leshrac for a support, not ideal, but this long drawn-out fight where all these cooldowns were used, but now they're going to find themselves pushed back, pushed away from the pit, dewarded, very likely facing an OG team who are going to get an uncontested Roach number 2.
Yeah, I mean, GG still with their mid-tier 1 tower standing. Felt like they're in a great spot there. I mean, Roshan now down to half health, but no Morphling for 10 seconds means no contest. No chance.
See where this shard ends up. Razor or Batrider, I assume. Looks like Razor's going to get the shard, yeah.
Storm Surge. What is this? Quite a few single target spells, aren't there? And everyone has one.
Yep. Feeling pretty happy with this. Makes sense. It's the one thing Naga doesn't have going for her. Her shard is pretty bad as far as core Naga goes.
Yeah.
You just don't care about healing up yourself or your teammates when you're a Naga Siren.
It's not damage.
Yeah. This does not help me kill people. No good.
Especially when he's got this like assassin build with a Manta Orchid. Heart's not too far away either, honestly. And what does he need? 1600 gold or so to finish off the heart? Just a couple of minutes of farming, he'll have it.
It's always the big one for Nagas and all these illusion heroes. The Heart of Taras, suddenly your illusions just get way too tanky to easily kill off. Haven't got the glimpse, but that's not really something you want to be using just on Naga illusions. And right now, OG are going to be the ones with Aegis in hand. I mean, they already had a lot of this map control with what they were doing with the Naga. They're trying to use this now to have Batrider hunt down heroes. So good job keeping away. Get out of danger in the top lane, but G will keep on applying this pressure.
Aegis is setting himself up for a bit of push bottom. There's no tier 2, so this is going to go straight through to Radiant High Ground. See if OG sends someone down here to deal with that. You know, Bat has the boots of travel, so we can quickly maintain these lanes. But right now, they're using this high ground as a platform to launch themselves into multiple lanes, mid and top. To keep GG scrambling back to try and defend their base. It's nice having these kind of mind games, right? You know, GG knows that they've pushed bot and the OG have pushed top, so they've got 3 heroes just farming bottom jungle. No one's really drastically making moves to do anything because neither team wants to put themselves in too forward a position to throw things away.
Yeah.
Oh, the
silence.
It's snared and the kisses. Lava lands on them all. Duraccio dead.
Insta silence is just so powerful against Morphling. Like, you can't react and get Morph strength off there. There's just no time. And a huge kill. Just have to say, like, I feel like this slow game, like, as much as we've been talking about how good things have been going for OG, there is a sense of, like, if this game keeps on dragging, BKB Black Hole Enigma later on, Morphling's going to keep on scaling. Like, you've got a Leshrac as well. Like, I don't feel like Gladiators are in the worst position for a game that drags out, but yeah, then Morphling gets picked off, unfortunately, so they can't afford to have that happen.
Yeah, and Celery, TP and home. Honestly, like, Uragi is a cheeky fucker. I'm not gonna lie. The way he's playing this Naga Siren, I've seen him do it twice now. Usually you expect that group of 4 to be, all illusions, right? But he's doing this thing where he sends one illusion to pretend to be the hero, and then the pack of illusions has his hero in it. So this, you're sitting there as Morphling thinking, oh, it's illusions coming towards me, I'm fine. Then you get silenced and you die. Oh god, really? That's how you're playing this?
Yeah. Fool me once, shame on you, but we'll see if it happens again, because now that he made it work there, like, surely this Morphling, anytime you see something that, even if it could
It
be.
resembles.
Yeah, it resembles a Naga Siren. You see a creep that looks a little bit fishy, you put that more strength on.
Yeah, straight away. As quickly as you possibly can. Yeah, hold the Manta for it as well. OG. After pushing out that bottom lane, straight back up to the top jungle. And GG really held back in their base at this point. Only the Morphling out on the map showing.
So tricky. They don't want anything to do with Naga, but as far as her damage output goes, it does kind of fade away a little bit. Like the new itemization that we see from this build with the Bloodthorn even does ramp up pretty well, but at some point you are just this like tanky illusion carry that does rely on your teammates to also dish out damage. Problem is, that's Razor and Batrider, two great cores for scaling and dishing out damage in the late game.
Is it smoke time, GG? They're all together. There we go. They've only got one observer ward out on the map though, and it's very close to their base.
Naga illusions come and cut top wave. Like they're like, oh, let's go smoke out. Oh man, we gotta deal with Naga illusions. OG just gonna prioritize some of these outer towers as a bottom T1 tower. Not really trying to push the limits with this Aegis. It expires without, you know, much fanfare. Just gonna be a casual farming Aegis that managed to get OG an 11k gold lead. Like, I feel like the only thing they did during that Aegis was kill Morphling once and farm the map, but they got him a lot.
Oh, the Radiant scan. They're going to make the jump. BZM, does he see the Morphling? He sees him now. Duracho waveforms.
Yep. They're hunted.
Get away.
Want him.
BKB. The player call, though. Catches BZM, but what's the damage? Duracho's just dying to kisses. BZM still tanky enough to withstand the damage from GG, and Boom getting turned on by the Razor. They've caught out BZM inside the Static Storm, but they lose out the Leshrac. Mid for mid, but OG the ones that keep on chasing forward. They've got that big damage from Tiger too. That Earth Splitter with the natural order, shredding through the Morphling. Huge stuff from OG there.
And that's the one thing OG also going for them the longer this game goes. They're always going to have that ET aura against Morphling. It's just so good. Amping up all the magic damage from the Spirit, and if you get close to him, taking away his entire armor pool. We'll see the fight here once again. They just... The one-man black hole, like, I just feel like there's too many threats that you need to try and get a little bit more with that BKB black hole. Like, usually killing one core is enough, but that really only applies when it's like this big late game carry that you're catching. You get a Batrider, there's two others, like the Naga and Razor get ignored by it.
Boom. Very confidently TPing in. Okay. After self-fuels, slept up by the ET now. Got an ensnare there, but Tofu charging forward onto the Naga, glimpsing Yuragi back into the kinetic field, but Tiger, look at him! Shiny golden with his BKB. Does allow the Morphling to shift into him. And OG doesn't look like they're retreating, using this song aggressively, in fact. Wanting to battle into Ace's Enigma. They get the sleep, the stop, the catch onto Ace. Lasso and Dragon back. They kill the Disruptor, and the Enigma's about to fall as well. They need more right clicks though. Duracho being drained of all his damage. Amar in the middle being right clicked down, and a triple kill for Duracho.
They bit off more than they could chew. Duracho just cleans up there. They kind of overcommit onto the high ground. Re-engaging off of that sleep was just... They didn't have the follow-up damage, and GAIMIN Gladiators with a BKB, like they go in on the Enigma, but it's just BKB and Wolves as well. They're also prioritizing trying to kill an Enigma who doesn't have black holes, doesn't really have any spells. We'll see it all here again, but what a disaster for OG. That high ground push turned completely upside down.
Yeah, I mean, the Tumbler's toy from Ace, it felt like jumping away from the Naga illusions. BKB long enough to survive because no one continued clicking him. Naga just got annihilated by this Lesh and the Morphling.
Whew. Yeah, Lesh and Morph just really dishing out the damage there, and fortunately we'll see a long Roshan respawn, so Gladiators not gonna be able to get their hands on that anytime soon, and it's still OG with a decent sized gold lead, but that's really a sign of what can come out of this Gladiators lineup the longer this game goes, and they did all of that without a black hole.
Yeah, Ash back up in 10 seconds thanks to the quickening charm. That's why they're ready to try and push out this top tier 1, force OG to fight around the Roche pit. Amar, what's he up to? Scardy up next for the Razor. So not gonna. I guess we're seeing a shift away from the refreshers, go more stats builds nowadays.
Some of the refresher changes finally starting to kick in. It took a lot of nerfs, but we got there.
Finally in a spot where it's not just BKB refresher every game. The GAIMIN Gladiators are smoked and on the hunt. They've got a good idea where they are as OG Misha removed from the map. Taraccio spending his BKB for it, and a buyback from Misha now as it's like BZM gonna have to BKB the glimpse off. TPing back to Outpost though, as Amara and Misha leading the charge back to try and deward this area, get a bit of control reclaimed. Tofu, he's had enough of the dieback on that snap fire and a solo black hole on the Razor. Son of the Siren's not gonna do a damn thing. The Earthsplitter will though. Tiger, the big carry of the ET coming back in, cleaving through onto Ace, kills off Taraccio as well, enabling Uragi to do some heavy lifting, but it's Boomslash that comes out a big victory of that team fight.
So much damage from Legend, a double damage Morphling, but in the end, Amar, he survives through it all with the help of his teammates, having a Paladin sword for some extra lifesteal as well, but what a team fight. 3.9k, 4,000 damage from the Leshrac. Disruptor did over 3,000 damage. That's insane from him. Holy cow.
Both teams did 13,000 damage that fight.
Yeah, I want to see what this. I mean, the Disruptor, I guess, just a full duration, like Static Storm here. I mean, it's kind of just clipping one here. I can't believe Celery actually did that much damage, but I guess the Thunderstrike damage also adding up. And a tremendous team fight for Gladiators.
I can see on the face there of Misha, like, okay, done, back, yeah, feels pretty bad, but that fight was definitely close no matter what. And Roshan spawning now. So it looks like there's still a little bit of time here for Bat and Naga to both respawn, coincide with the Morphling who's already TPing to the outpost. And we can see the total hero damage there on our screen a second ago. Is everyone pushing so much DPS in these fights. Just instant nuke damage as well. Like this ET takes a third of the HP off of any of these heroes quickly with Earthsplitter.
Games where every little contribution matters as Gladiators are clawing their way back in. Just a 5k gold deficit. It was 11k plus earlier, and these last few fights, starting with that high ground defense up in the top lane, have completely swung things back to a much more even game state.
Yeah, still looking for these black holes, and that's on cooldown for 40 seconds. Maybe a little bit of fear here from GG, but they're going to smoke anyway, knowing how important this Roche is. Having Refresher Shard will be a big bonus for either of these two squads. Tofu, onslaught past the pit. Boom, slept up on his Lesh. OG skirting the edges of this fight, trying to wait for GG to overcommit so they can look for that play with a bat lasso back.
Smoke up though. Well, they're still smoked up, I should say. Gladiators
to play under there.
To get in soon, though. This
well,
Roche is dropping pretty fast. Just solo Naga Siren is not being scouted out right now.
Tofu with the attempted D-ward, but stuck on the high ground now. Onslaught required.
Back, and he just can't really engage. It's too low. Yeah, this Roche may just die here without a contest here. ET Spirit just keeping everybody at bay. And Naga's been able to solo Roche.
Yeah, and now Lasso, Lotus Sword there, actually puts it back on BZM. Ace, he has Black Hole. He gets it up to the ET and the bat. BZM dead and Tiger about to follow. Good onslaught with a trample there onto Mishra as well. But Amar and Uragi struggling to do anything. The Boomslash finally gonna die, but Taraccio is able to stand his ground until the song comes in. Stop everything in its tracks and retreat as OG. Still holding Aegis. You got the Refresher Shard and the cheese as Tofu. He went aggressively in towards them. Now Uragi. Let's see what he can do with this Naga Siren. There's too many illusions for Taraccio to focus down. The real hero is giving away his position though. And Amar. Oh, he's got in on top of Ace's Enigma now. Down you go. The toss of the boulder, not going to pay off for GG. As Celery Disruptor next on the menu for them.
Taraccio, can they chase him down? He's used the waveform here. I don't know if they can land a stop though.
They're going to try. They want to dodge it.
I was watching. I was like, he's not trying to sidestep it. What's he thinking? You've got to dodge the stomp, but he's done that one probably a few thousand times in the practice lobby.
Now to high ground, forcing Glyph out.
Yes. No buyback on Enigma or Leshrac. This is potentially multiple lanes of racks, all off of having a good Roshan fight, and another fight. That was a good black hole. It caught 2, maybe even 3. Amar was on the side. It feels like these black holes that catch Amar, he barely survives through, and Paladin sort of as a neutral item has just given him this sustainability that has kept him alive and really allowed him to kind of stick around even after being black hole.
And the net now, we're looking at kind of 2 lanes of barracks almost for OG. I take that mid lane pretty quickly. A third of the health gone from the melee rack's top. These boulders irritating though, with the stuns landing onto that Naga and Razor, but OG right back up the staircase again, aiming for the disruptor, killing off Celery. He has buyback available, but Amar, he's going to refresh up. The stack links to the BKB, Durasha being shredded by this Razor, and Amar, he just double kills them.
He's running. Razor just at plus 428 damage. Oh my god! He's in the boundary too.
He's got a triple kill. He's finally going to die.
Jeez.
Absolute nuisance.
And the kisses come raining down. Ace is being zoned back deep into the depths of his base, and they're going for the tier 4s. Amar, he's wishing he got his cheese off there, but he's happy with the outcome nonetheless. What a heroic team fight from him.
Amar, the flipping monster. Nice. Absolutely ridiculous stuff. That's enabled his team to take tier 4s, and now it looks like they're thrown. Tofu's Primal Beast trying to help out. Ace with a blink black hole catches BZM. He's being held up a little bit though. The save coming out, and BZM's out of there. The Song of the Siren. It buys enough space for him. That Greaves from Misha held just enough, and OG gonna take a 2-0 victory. It looked like GG would have this tied up, but it wasn't to be.
Yeah, a great game too. After a very one-sided game 1, we got to see something that was a little bit more neck and neck, and just really, really good to see.
Goodness gracious. And